Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm just making these little elongated tags here today, so I thought I would just turn the camera on and show you how I put them together. They are so easy, and you can see I've only put a tiny little bit of stitching on here, which is unusual for me because I normally like stitching on all my tags, but I haven't done that on these and I don't think they need them. They're just simple and plain, but beautiful in their simplicity, I think. So this one I did first, and I put the brads directly through to the back of the tag, and I didn't like seeing the spokes of the brads, so I just cut a piece of this paper and just put a label there. So, but then this one I ended up putting it through this paper on the top. Okay, so I'll just show you how I put them together. So these, I think, are 2.5. The craft cardstock, I think, are cut 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 by 7. And you can make these any size you like, really. And I've just cut the paper from the Stamperia, the Princess paper. Like, some of these papers I won't use, and I've just, like, that's beautiful, so I would probably use that could use that in a journal, but then the other side I wouldn't use all of that probably. So I just looked for papers like that I could use the other side, and it didn't matter so much that I wasn't going to use the other side. That's what I struggle with double-sided papers, is there's so many beautiful papers, and how do you use one side and not the other? So anyway, that's what I've done. So this one was part of that, but it was on a different section of the 12-inch sheet, so I thought we could even use that on one, so we might do that one first. So all I did, so 2.5 by 7, and then I cut this the other piece on top, 2.25 by 6 3/4, just so that you've got a little bit of border around the outside there. So I just inked around both layers. I'll just do that quickly. These are so quick and easy, and these are images from Kelly's Craft. Kelly Craft, and I will put the link to that down below. Once again, I will endeavour to remember. I'm so bad at that. I've got to get better at doing that. Not sure whether that's pencil. I can't really see. I haven't got my glasses on it yet. So yeah, I just inked around with some vintage photo. You can go darker if you like. You don't even have to ink if you don't want to. So just did that. Okay, and I've got this, it's like a raffia ribbon. It's quite firm, so you could use burlap, you could use fabric, you could use, there's all sorts that you could use. So I didn't even measure, so basically I just eyeballed how long I wanted this to be, and I've just cut it straight across. And then, actually, probably what I should do is get an image. So these are all like little tea cards that Kelly's got on her Etsy shop as digitals. So I'll just grab a few out. So yeah, they're all really, really sweet. And so just work out, I want something with a little bit of colour. It doesn't really matter, they are all beautiful. Really, I don't know, it's funny because I tend to go for blue a lot lately. I'm going to go with that one. So, okay, so this piece of raffia that I've probably cut it a little bit too short. I have. So what I should have done was, I will put that aside and use it on something else, is put this on and see how long I want it. So I just want to leave a little bit up the top there, and I want to make it into like a banner. So, and you can see it's really, like when you move it, it all sort of goes out of shape. So that's okay. When we get to gluing it, we can sort of rectify that. And so all I'm doing is just going to approximately the center from each corner and just cutting a little banner shape there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this directly to this patterned piece. So I'm just going to do that with a little bit of my art glitter glue. And I didn't put a lot because I don't want it seeping through, because as you can see the weave is quite open, so it is like a burlap raffia type ribbon, but just enough so that it's going to actually adhere to the pattern paper. And this is where you like hold it down and manipulate where it actually, you know, where it sits, and that it makes sure that it sits straight. We try to anyway. And if it's not straight, who cares? So you can see I've just pulled that just so that it all pulls in a relatively straight line. It's not perfectly straight, but it will be okay. I'm just going to ink around this. As well, and it's perfect. These little tea cards fit perfectly on the width of that raffia ribbon there. So raffia or burlap ribbon? I think burlap ribbon. Okay, so I quite like that. So all I did then was I just glued this image down, and I just put enough so that it can actually seep through onto that ribbon there and through to the back card. And all I did was, I didn't want to do a lot of, I just wanted to keep them fairly simple and classic looking. So I've just done zigzag there on that one, and I've done zigzag on the two corners there. So it just gives it a little bit of difference. Once again, if you don't have a sewing machine, it doesn't matter. They would look beautiful, I think, as they are without any stitching. So at this point, what I did was I stitched that now because I didn't particularly want the stitching to show through to the back of the card. So I'll just quickly do that. And I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch. I can find the threads. And my machine just unthreaded. Sorry guys, I'll just be 2 seconds. I'll just pause you while I fix this up. I've just sewn, as you can see, zigzag stitch there and a zigzag stitch here. Just really random. And I'm not particularly leaving my threads really long on this either, because I just wanted it to be fairly, as I said, classic and simple without too much fuss. Okay, so that's that. And then what I did, so as I told you, this one I put right through to the back of the tag, and I didn't like that. So I've done the brads directly onto this. Now just let me see, and I thought I had, once again, everything here with me and organised, and now I can't find. Just had a soft mat that I pierced through. Here it is. This is as old as the hills. And I just used a piercing tool just to make the holes to start with. Just makes it a bit easier putting it through, the brads through. So I'm going to do something a little bit different again. I'm going to go with the brads going downwards this time. So these, I've done the 3 brads here on the left, and this one I've done the 3 brads on the right. So this time I'm just going to do them going up and down. So I just pretty much eyeballed it, really. So I'm just piercing the holes, and I'm just using little brads. You can use any size brad that you like. You could even put eyelets in, whatever takes your fancy. So I've got all these brads that I've had for years. A lot of this is stuff that I've kept from my shop years and years ago. And I've had them tucked away, and I just don't think to use them. So I was looking for something the other day, and I thought, I'm going to get them out. I'm actually going to use them. It's such a waste. Some of these brighter ones I probably won't use, but like, there's so many. Look at these beautiful gem ones. So I have to work out what to use them on. So I'm just using the little ones. I'm going to use gold this time as well, just for something different. And all I've done is, well, you all probably know how to use brads or split rings, I think they're called as well, in the office. If you're in an office, they're probably called split rings. Split rings, what do you call them? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And because I've got acrylic nails on and they're so tiny, I'm struggling to actually get them in the holes. Might help if I do it from the right side as well. So I'm just opening them up. It's a really easy, fast tag. So simple, nothing to it. Okay, so there's a little bit of, you can see, I think you can see there, the prongs sticking up. So what I did then was I just went with my soft mat and I just pushed down gently with the back of my piercing tool, just to flatten them as much as I can. So you can see that they've flattened a bit more there now, just so that I don't have too much thickness on the back of the tag. So that looks pretty. And so all I did then was stuck this down. No sewing. What's wrong with me? And I just did extra glue over these prongs there. You could probably even use your double-sided mounting tape, just so that this piece sits off your card a bit more. I just wanted it as flat as possible so that it can go in a journal. I don't want too much height happening or thickness happening. I tend to fill my journals enough as it is. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that down. And I've just popped it down just so there's a little bit of a border all the way around. And that's not, I haven't done that perfectly either, but look, I'm not stressing about it. If I worried so much about everything being straight all the time, I'd never get anything done. Okay. So how pretty is that? I mean, you could leave that as it is. I'm just going to open the window. It's really hot. It's really warmed up here. Like last week it was really cold. And then this week it's really warmed up. So we are in spring now, which is nice, but we need some air happening inside. Been closed up for too long. So that looks really pretty. I think it does anyway. And then what I did was I just made a tab on these and just put a little bit of script on them. So I will do that as well. I'll just find a scrap of craft paper and find my punch. I was lucky to get one of these. A lady on one of the craft de-stash sites on Facebook Actually, I think it was the Stampin' Up! Retired Stock site, and I put on there that I was looking for one, and a lady had one that she was selling. I think I probably paid more than what I should have for it, but I was keen to get one, so I was happy to do that. And it works really well. It works better than my other original tab punch that I've got. So, okay, so what I did then was I just stamped some random script. I'm just using this as my back. And this is just this is so old, you can see how often I use it. It's an old Kaisercraft one, I think. I use it all the time. I'm not putting it on a block, I'm just doing just random. If it doesn't stamp in places, that doesn't concern me either. I'll just tip over the other side and do the same there. And I inked around this as well. So I hope you're all keeping well and safe. It's this coronavirus has just made 2020 dreadful, hasn't it? It just seems to be going on and on and on. So I will be glad to see the back of 2020, that's for sure. Okay, so now I'm just going to ink this. And I just go from the front first. And that's my dog barking outside. He's outside, he badly needs a bath and he stinks. I can't cope with it at the moment, so he's outside. That's a later on job. And then I just fold that over like that. Too much glue. And ink the back of your tag as well. Once again, you don't have to. I just like to ink. And you can see there's not, with those brads, there's no thickness really in there, and you can still write on the back of this without them impeding your writing. And that's another tag. How quick was that? So quick. Let's make another one. Make another one and then I'll let you all go. I'm going to have so many tags and cards and things when I get back into making my journals, but that's not a bad thing, is it? I mean, I enjoy making ephemera, and you know, it's good to just, when you've got a spare moment, just make a few bits and pieces. It's amazing how quickly all these add up. You have this huge stash and you've got them all ready made when you've got your journals. And I tend to do a lot of botanical journals as well, so these work in really well. Okay, so I've inked that, and then I'm going to ink. So I'm using the same paper. I know they look very similar, but these little images from Kelly's shop make them look that little bit different. And I'll probably make some more of these, and I'll just use different. I've got so many papers, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to go through my papers one day and just get these neutral sort of colours and make up different tags like this. So I can't even get to my paper at the moment. My room is such an absolute mess. So as I said to Jim, I'm not going to be able to get out of here before too long. I'm going to be enclosed in my desk. I've got so much stuff laying around. Okay, so same thing. I'm just going to measure that. Well, not even measure it, just eyeball it and cut that. So you could use like linen. You could even put just cheesecloth underneath the image if you wanted to. I was going to say I'll do a cheesecloth one, but I'm not going to, because I always use cheesecloth. So I just wanted to try and branch out a little bit and use something a little bit different. So I'm just going to tuck cut the banner shape there. Just glue. I was reading something on Facebook this morning, and one of my friends, she loves Christmas, and she does the countdown, and she was saying there's like 23 weeks until Christmas. Wow. Where is this year gone? It's going to be an interesting Christmas as well, I think, isn't it? Well, I know we've got new restrictions in place here in southeast Queensland. So you can only have, where we are anyway, you can only have 10 people at your house for an event, for a gathering. We have more than 10 people in our family. So, yeah, Christmas is going to be a hard one this year, I think, for a lot of people in that respect. But, you know, like, you know, with sick loved ones and, you know, people have lost people. It's just been horrendous, really, really horrendous. I'm going to pick this original one that I had. So I'm going to write down, I did have a little book somewhere where I do my videos to remember, like wrote down who I have to tag. So I'll have to, when I finish here, I'll have to go and do that. I'm just going to glue all this down. So it's Sunday here today. I'm going to go back to work tomorrow. Every Sunday I go, oh, I'm going to go back to work. I mean, I know I don't mind. I love it when I go there, but I really miss just having endless crafting time. But that's all about just finding the balance, isn't it? So I'm just going to quickly sew this one. Let's trim these off again. Okay, and then we'll put some brads in as well. It's so nice getting back to using some of your old bits and pieces. Because we tend to be, I don't like the word hoarders, or collectors of goods. So it's really nice to actually get in and use up some of these things that you've had sitting for ages. I really like the gold ones too. I'm going to use those. Way. And I'll just go on this side here, I think, and go and same thing, I'm just eyeballing it. I badly need to get my nails done actually. I finally got my hair done yesterday. I've been waiting since April and it's just been really scraggly, and when my hair gets a little bit longer, I've got thin hair but I've got a lot of hair, it just gets really scraggly on the ends, and I've just been doing box colours myself because of all the greys. If I was patient enough I'd just go naturally grey, but I'm not patient. So I finally got my hair done yesterday, and I was blonde and now I've gone dark. Dark and short. It's a huge change. Feels so much better though. Okay, so I'm just squashing them down just so that they're not protruding as much. And same thing again, I'm just going to stick it down. I mean, some people say, oh, I've had a couple of friends imply that I'm a bit vain because I like to have my nails done. And I always like to have my hair nice. I don't know, I think it's just a part of your upbringing. We were always sort of, Mum always said, you know, you get dressed nicely to go out, you know, even if you're just running to the corner store, and, you know, should always do your hair. She was never, like, I wear a bit of mascara and some eyeliner on occasion. When I'm at home, I don't. But to go to work, I wear just a little bit of eyeliner and a little bit of mascara. So she was never pushed the makeup thing. But I just always feel like I'm dressed if my nails are nice and my hair's nice. I could be having a really bad day, but that just makes me feel better. Just the little things, and that's my one treat, is getting my nails done every few weeks. So it's not a bad thing, I don't think. Okay, so that one's pretty too. So what I've done is I've just put the brads on this side going upwards, and I'll just do a what do you call them? A tab. What have I done with that? Oh, I've got so much mess everywhere. It's ridiculous. Oh. I'm just going to do a tab. I mean, I could just stamp like that, but then the script would be upside down on the back, and that probably would annoy me. So I'm going to you'll be getting used to those birds, those minor birds. Roland the cat is outside again. Can you hear them? And they just attack him. I don't know what to do. I've been out there with the hose, trying to hose them before, and swinging a mop around. I'm sure the neighbours must think I'm a crazy lady. Oh, Roland's up on my windowsill, and they're coming in under the carport to try and get him. I'll let you in a minute, mate. Okay. So just finish this one up, and then I'll go and let the poor bugger in. He's really good though. He's like a dog. Like, he tells. We've got litter for him, but he very rarely uses it. But he's like a dog. He comes and tells you. Like, when I'm working in my craft room, he'll get his front paws up on the chair and he'll just tap me on the arm and meow. And that's him telling me that he wants to go outside. He goes outside and he goes to the toilet. And then when he's done, he comes inside. How amazing is that? So we've never had him do an accident. He's always used his litter. We adopted him. He was about 12 months old when we adopted him anyway. So he fit in really well, and I just, you know, was worried that he wouldn't be trained, but whoever had him before had trained him really well, I think. So yeah, he's a good cat. So I think they are really lovely, really quick and easy tags, really simplistic, but stylish. And I'm really liking the elongated tags at the moment. So I may even make pockets for those, possibly. I'll see what happens. But I think they turned out really well. So I'm going to go and let my boy inside so these birds stop attacking him. Hope you like that, guys. I'll put Kelly's link down below for her shop. She's got some beautiful printables. And yeah, please keep safe and well. And until next time, I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. Bye-bye.